Kuatsi ahano timis. Tushina metapup. Kaita tawa ho atsema awska yu timis. Atstonati atjasti skautran if kaita tawa ho etsi stroajast. Amus ahano timis kaita tina maikwe. Zi shai imina zi kuitra ta zikana etu. Hima zitoma kaitra ni kaita genak zi. Hat zini wa pershawa truma. Kai me iona eko kai shuto ni masta. Me iona to hiats ani zi chayaf. Me iona hawet zi kanaftes. Me iona zi ganashiani. Kai zi tra kanya. Amo kai etze naui aze tra hanotimis. To hiats ani zi wa pets. Kai tawa tawa si yuko zi zemati. Dinia zi kuchanak. Et kai amu me iona ta zi wawarsa heya. Ko amu hat donar si amu shko zeko zi shra yu itimis. Za kauskitsnis. Amu kai donar si zeko. Ma me to hiats ani. Zeko ma zi gai. Etze zi ho ek anast. Et show. Me iona. Amu ma sha outran is near zi hosti no auta anazi. Tawa si snaitra gunis hawinam Himas ek. How yam zi kuma waka trunizi na shama shano. Zai ayut tika Hima zi to O ma sinia watra nish kwatuma. Konia wanatran at sa aumas to hiats ani. Do na si ko anatran. Notimo tai tinika ispiu hanos tapat. Zi shatsa tem zishni atsh kwatuma. An kana zi snau akchana shur si sha'aw sha'yu itimis. Kaitza zi ite kaitas. To ewa. Sis now okchana shursi. Na yata ni trater yata shursach shra yu itims. Et was then at frau me yon zi hopa. Zi iske utsistan it in itranat. Dawar sis naitra gunis how name. Himars ek shraywet and zi zai ayut sis amusni atsh quatruma. Da anutimis ta zi shraeni kwe. Me iona zi zi na traitiani kutrus. Kai tawa shraiwa namati hopa. Zi utsito kai zi shitrana. Ko zi no yu ho atsema pashu zi shitranat. Ho zi kai shru ashkits. Ma mek au nama shraiwa namati hopa. Da zi he kwini otra kutro trumano. Et show me iona zi ekun au yu tse. Zi parshus itranat, no yu hawen satsem. Hima he ak zi eku, sina zi zoni eku to. Hiats ini. Kai amu nau zi shu. He zi zi owarsa. Et show to ta awa shaeni ku zi show hawen zi no ashki taupa. Koto ishk kaitsi ekuni wa pershautuma. Tik au Amerikanis ta aktok aktsi ni wa pershautuma tsi he ekuni otra kutrautuma no. Ta anatim si shamit achach kutrust hopa. Hello everyone, my Acoma people. I'm glad that I'm able to provide a brief update for you today. And I will be making some more as we get into the holiday season, but there are a couple of very urgent matters that I want to bring to your attention. First of all, I want to say hello to everyone who lives here on the reservation and those of you who live off the reservation. I hope that all of you are doing well during this very difficult time, this time when we are seeing experiencing another surge of positive COVID cases. nationally, statewide, and within our respective communities, including here at Acoma. It's a difficult time, it's challenging, and we've all been through so much. We've all made great sacrifices since March of this year. But I'm grateful to all of you for following the protocols, taking precautions within your own home, and being patient with the various changes that have been made as a result of COVID-19. COVID-19 has changed our lives, each and every one of us, in very profound ways. It has not been easy. It's sad, a sad time. It's a scary time. And not knowing when this virus will make its departure, when our Creator will give it rest. Not knowing that, it's our responsibility to continue to do all that we can to protect ourselves and our loved ones. And I'm grateful that you are doing this. And while we have a surge in cases here at Acoma, these surges are a result of a number of different things, but most of them stemming from large gatherings within our community. And because this virus spreads so easily, unfortunately, we've had many families impacted from either direct contact with someone who is a positive COVID-19 individual, and or someone who has had secondary contact. And so many of us have had to quarantine because we've either had secondary contact or direct contact. And unfortunately, in some of our families, those who had direct contact have all come down with this virus. And this is what we want to avoid moving forward, is this ongoing spread that's occurring. So I ask all of us to be patient and to be vigilant, continue to be vigilant in practicing all of the precautions and being on our guard during this time. When numbers come down again, statewide and within our community, we're hopeful that we can lift the weekend lockdowns that are now included as part of our executive order. And I'm really grateful. We receive the reports every week, and grateful that everyone in our community is cooperating. We are very thankful for that. So please continue to do your part. As many of you have probably heard on the news or other media, we do have a situation regarding ACL Hospital. A few weeks ago, our Department of Health and Human Services developed some information for distribution community-wide. We provided these at the checkpoint, and they were also made available on our social media platforms. And this notice was specifically to inform you that ACL Hospital had made some very abrupt changes to their operations. The tribal administration was not aware of this ahead of time. However, we were informed that because of our neighbors to the east, the Pueblo of Laguna, have decided to pool their shares, which is their allocation of funding that supports the operation of ACL Hospital. The federal government and the Indian Health Services informed us that this will impact the operations. Well, we, of course, were very concerned about this because the Indian Health Services have not followed their own law. When they make changes this drastic, when they are closing certain services, medical services, within one of their service units or hospitals, They are required to report this to the Congress. This did not happen. The Indian Health Service has been very negligent in this process, and we have been working very hard to mitigate this issue. And it has not been easy because there are many things working in tandem with all of this, and those include the coronavirus itself. There was the election, and now the outcome of the election is also presenting other challenges for us. But that is no excuse for the federal government not to fulfill its responsibility to the Pueblo of Acoma. And so we today hosted a press conference to inform the media and the public of this wrongdoing by the United States government. And we are doing everything to ensure that the Indian Health Services, who does have access to funding, does provide that funding to ACL Hospital so that we can maintain these critical services that we all rely on and have been provided for many years. So please understand that we are working on this issue. We have engaged all of our New Mexico congressional delegates. We are working closely with Senator Tom Udall and also the White House to make some inquiries on our behalf and to help us to secure the funding that is necessary to maintain this operation. What we are also doing is organizing internally through our Department of Health and Human Services to organize our conversations in the very immediate future about what healthcare for Acoma will look like in the coming years. There is a potential that we could also establish our own clinic. But that will take some time to organize. That will take some time to coordinate and secure the funding that will be necessary to operate something of that nature. So in the meantime, as I said, the federal government still has a responsibility to provide funding for Acoma and the healthcare that we all need and deserve. So please be aware of this. You will likely see more news stories, newspaper articles. There may be some campaigns, media campaigns on the internet, but we are casting a wide net to ensure that the public, congressional leadership, the state legislature, and Governor Lujan Grisham, and other advocates for Native Americans, including the health centers in Albuquerque, all are aware of this situation. I am grateful that Senator Udall, Congresswoman Xochitl Torres Small, Congressman Deb Haaland, have all reached out to Acoma and are helping us in this effort. I am also grateful to Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham for her willingness to help as well, and we are working directly with her office to ensure that any state resources that are available are filtered down to Acoma and the ACL Hospital. The most critical need, as we all know, is emergency care services. And while those are available still, it is limited, and this is not acceptable. We want to ensure that in the coming days, we are able to reinstitute full 24-hour emergency care services and urgent care services at ACL Hospital. That is our goal. And because we have a rising number of COVID cases, not only here in Acoma, but in also Laguna and other neighboring communities, we want to ensure that there is still an opportunity for ACL Hospital to offer inpatient care, especially during this time when we're experiencing a surge in cases. So please be aware of these and bring to our attention any issues. If you are denied services from ACL Hospital, please let us know. There's absolutely no reason why you should be denied services. So please keep us informed if you are having these or experiencing these types of actions by the ACL Hospital. We are very concerned. We are very disappointed in the way in which the U.S. government, specifically the Indian Health Services, is not recognizing this need, and especially during this time of a global pandemic. So we are doing all that we can, my people, to ensure that we secure the operations and the services at ACL Hospital. And we ask for your patience and your prayers that we will prevail in this effort. We encourage you also, if you have access and time to do so, to contact the New Mexico Congressional Delegate offices, to contact the Indian Health Services, both at ACL and IHS in Albuquerque, and also to contact, and either by a letter, which we will provide for you in a couple of days. We will provide a sample letter that you can send via email or physical paper copy to Indian Health Services in Albuquerque and ACL Hospital, encouraging them and insisting as tribal members that these services be reinstituted here at our hospital. The second thing that I want to inform you of is, with the rise in cases on our Pueblo, we currently have just over 80 positive cases and over 200 people, tribal members, in quarantine. That this upcoming holiday season, the more recent, or the one coming up, Thanksgiving, a time that we all come together as families to share a meal, to give thanks, and to just be together. Unfortunately, this year, we will have to limit our interactions. We've already made great sacrifices, Amu, my people, where our cultural activities are concerned, and we all know what we've had to sacrifice. And now we have this upcoming holiday season, Thanksgiving. And I ask all of us that we take every precaution and that we not visit with one another, that we not have large family gatherings, but that you celebrate and observe this Thanksgiving with the core family, your own household. Please do not invite other family members who are from other households. This is where the risk lies in the spread of COVID-19. And we don't want any more of our families to have to experience everything that comes along with this virus. So please refrain from gathering in large groups. Refrain from sharing food from one household to the next. But give thanks in your own way with your immediate families in your own homes. We do encourage you to visit. Be creative. Send each other cards, mail cards, or take a quick drive to your family home and just visit outside from a distance, a safe distance, even more than 6 feet apart. Even just to do that much, to stop by and wish each other well. That's always helpful. or utilize our technology. Make a video, organize a Zoom call. I know not everyone has access to internet and this capability, but if you do have it, use that as a way to interact with each other during that time. We will be on a lockdown the day after Thanksgiving. And this is going to be a long one, the long lockdown, from Friday morning until Monday morning. But this is necessary as well. And we're already seeing the results of the lockdowns. We are seeing some decrease in numbers of the number of families we've had to quarantine because of the lockdown, because it keeps us here. It keeps us at home. But the more we go out and travel out, we put ourselves at risk every single time. And there's always that potential to bring the virus back onto the reservation, back into your homes. And this is what we want to avoid. I ask for everyone's cooperation during this Thanksgiving holidays weekend. Let's all be safe. We are coming upon our winter solstice ceremonies. Hokuya na tiu agu. Kaitsatsina kuana kana. Na yan eistia. Kais ekr. Kuasu achin. Tek enakti ko you are perro tuma. Ku ekr kai how en asist kai en ein estiatif yan itsapach. He mars ekr you up en a kursi how en a sist kai atsi kai erste mistika. He mars ekr si nai up en a kursi frus hopa. Et ba kai me etsi true ashkits. Kais ekr emetsi no at frus qua tran at kursach. Ho nawet. Ewa ka ashtit. So with that, my Acoma people, I want to say thank you for your time. I will be providing another video address likely in the next week or so to provide you with an update as well on the ACL hospital. And we are also have some other information that you need to be aware of relative to the CARES Act funding. We have a deadline of December 30th to expend all of these funds. And we have thankfully been able to utilize this funding, as I reported in a previous video, to support our tribal operations as well as our Acoma business enterprises. Up to this point, we've also been able to maintain our security checkpoint, maintain our food pantry, provide testing and other services to the community. And as much funding as we did receive, it's just amazing how quickly that money was spent, because as we all know, it costs a lot of money to buy anything, really. But it is a great expense to provide some of these services, especially the food. But we're grateful that we've been able to provide weekly distributions of food through the food pantry, and I encourage you to continue to come on those days when we have the distributions. We are concerned about the days ahead, especially after December 30th, when there won't be any of this federal funding available to support our community in its ongoing effort to address your needs during this pandemic. But I'm sure that the Tribal Council and the new tribal administration that will come in at the end of this year and in the beginning of New Year will provide you with the information. And my brothers and I and the current council, thank you for your support and your understanding during this time and all throughout this year. And we ask that you offer the new tribal administration who will come in the same cooperation and respect and support that you've offered all of us. It's a very tough time. It's a tough job, but we all do the best that we can. So please, let's all continue to be prayerful. Hope that we have better days soon. There is some good news about the vaccine. I'm sure you've heard on the news and in other media outlets that there is a vaccine that is proving to be a strong medicine against the COVID-19. We are in discussions now with the state and also the IHS on how that vaccine will become available to us here at Acoma. And so that information will continue to be brought and available to you as well. There are still some things that are being worked out within the federal government level and also the state government level. So we don't actually know at this point when we might have access to a vaccine, but those discussions are ongoing. So I hope that in the not too distant future, that vaccine will be available, but it's looking like it will be sometime next year. So in the meantime, let's all continue to do our part to protect ourselves and protect each other. Please wear your face masks, wash your hands frequently, practice social distancing, do not have any large gatherings, and please, if you have to leave for essentials, take every precaution. Make sure you have hand sanitizer with you, you have gloves, you have masks. If you don't have some of those things, please contact us. Contact our Health and Human Services Department, and we can get you those so you have them if you have to go out for essentials. So with that, my people, I say thank you for your attention. I wish you well, and I will be in contact again here in the coming week to provide you with another update. In the meantime, please take good care. Know that we care and love all of you, and we are doing all that we can on your behalf. And let's all pray for our Acoma people who have lost their lives to COVID, that their families will be strong, that their families will heal, that their families will be granted good health. And let's pray for all of our Acoma people who have COVID-19 now, that they all have full recoveries without any complications, that they are all well again soon. And let's pray for one another. Let's continue to pray for our Acoma people near and far, those in the military. Let's pray for our land. It is very dry. Our animals, our livestock, the wildlife, all of the creation. Let's pray that we are blessed in the days ahead. Let's be united. Take care of each other, love each other, respect each other. Taas anu temish ezetom ap tataken aksikai shawa peko shai imena. Me yo na kai me e pa hawetsi shami try ashutan tsi shami tsi try am inatat. Pa amut aumars tenet aumars. Bai atra trus si fra oyu gai fra zut. Amo ma fra o drani. Bai atra trus iani tsarfgaman ain estiet sa ayut sif kaiwa ya ni touch. Emito atra trus. Ta ars anu timis bars ek no emin ain estiet sa ayut skaupistai. Atsnazi no hawi tes tapup ti uitoit hanich yab kashrum hem etsit ea anish ia ni tsats koino tani uishtia ani tawa utstan tawa umas tawa zeni eme pars eksit straiwa ya ani si pars straiat si kuts arfgam si uts ayum si straiwat tani si ta ars anu timis hopa amurs straiat eme yona kaits arfgam si haus si sut simasi ab kashrum Hausi amumati na shaiwat taniti. Himars ek shaiwet si tawarstis naitrago. Shro hopa emeati na trayet sigo. Hima emeati ekun ain estia. Emeati amustis ne at kortuma hopa. Daan ain estia ta ayut. Shaiwa matani. Gutmasti si straight yat hopa. Da hopa to always shots to ostia hawetsi te ekrus. Thank you.